All right, so think and grow rich. Riches begin with a state of mind which may be induced by thinking. The biggest problem with people is
They don't think.
they don't think. What does that mean? Autopilot. Yeah,
They're
they're
not
just
meaningful, specific.
okay. Yeah, for sure. I think that's going more towards like desire, though, right? They're not thinking about their desire. But the biggest problem with people is they don't consciously think. They're just on automatic program, right? So the okay. What do you mean by that?
I mean, we're all thinking all sorts of thoughts all the time. But like, what's the number? 70, 90,000 a day?
60 or 70.
Yeah, it's a shit ton. But like, so we're
Exactly.
we're having thoughts, but like, you know, if you're not putting in the effort to have different thoughts from the day before, then you're just repeating.
Creating more of the same.
You're creating more of the same. You're literally insane because you want something new to happen and you're thinking the same thing. So if you can't think critically, you can't make any type of change.
For sure. So I'm wanting to create something different in my life, but I'm thinking and feeling the same way that I've always been. And so that thinking and feeling is the state that I'm in. That state that I'm in is going to determine the actions that I'm in. And so if I'm thinking and feeling the same emotions, I'm putting myself into the same state, which is going to allow me to take the same actions, which is going to get me the same result in life. So if I want something different, I have to start thinking different thoughts. Also, shout out to Kina. I was talking to my girl and I actually used your line. Don't nurse and rehearse, disperse. Yeah, I remembered it now. I got it down now. It's memorized. It's engraved in there. And she's like, what? Don't nurse and rehearse, just disperse. Heck yeah. Just disperse. So I got it down.
Because it's a curse.
My boy says that was good. All right, chill, bro.
Oh, I'm about to go off right now.
Go!
Yeah, but
Show
so think, right? Take conscious control of what you're thinking about. Think about what you've been thinking about and start thinking about different things. Start thinking about different things that are going on in your life. Start thinking about your circumstances differently. Start thinking about your goals differently. Start just thinking about your goals if you haven't been thinking about your goals, which is the first step of it, of Think and Grow Rich. The first step is desire, right? So desire is the starting point of all achievement. I actually heard something this morning about what you obsess about will be what you possess. So what you're obsessed about is what you're going to possess. And so how often are you thinking about your goals? How often are you actually thinking about that future that you're trying to create, the future you that you're trying to become? So you need to be obsessed about that and deliberately think about that day after day after day after day. And then whatever you obsess about, you're going to be able to possess in the real world. So make sure that you're thinking about it. Who thought about their goals this week or so far during this? Yeah? Cool. Getting better. If you haven't already, write out your goals. If you already wrote them out, just look them up, reread them again real quick. But if not, write them out real quick. Second step. What's the second step? Faith. There you go, right? So a feeling of certainty, creating a feeling of certainty in a positive or negative outcome. What you believe to be true will manifest in your real world. So what are you believing to be true? How certain are you that if you go out there, you're going to be successful? If you're going out there and you're doubting it and you're thinking about all the negative, then you're just going to create more of the negative in your life. But if you're going out there and you're thinking about the possibility and you're thinking like, oh shoot, I'm going to be able to get this. I know this is around the corner. If Christian's doing it, I should be able to do it. There's nothing different. We're the exact same. Why can't I go create the same exact result in my life? Are you believing in possibility? Are you believing in the negative outcomes?
Learning the same thing.
There you go. Yep. So faith, right? Creating a state of mind of faith and belief. Believing that you can have what you want to have. Third step is auto-suggestion. Who can explain auto-suggestion real quick? Someone different. You got it, Amelia, or what? You're looking at me like you got it.
Just things that are in your mind already, like your subconscious.
Okay.
What you're already thinking.
Okay. So what's my subconscious?
Most of your thoughts from the previous day.
Okay.
Like 90 or 95% of your thoughts from the previous
Yeah.
day.
My automatic thoughts, my behaviors, my emotions, right? How I'm normally conditioned to be operating throughout my life. That's my subconscious. Okay, and then so auto-suggestion is a way of programming the subconscious. How do I do that though?
Like taking control of what you're thinking.
Okay.
Or recognizing what's going on or what you're thinking.
Okay, for sure. So I need to, my mind is like a garden, right? What do I do with bad thoughts? Which are the weeds? I pluck them out, right? And then what do I do with what do I do when I pluck them out? How do I get positive thoughts? I start plant the new ones, right? And so don't nurse and rehearse, just disperse, right? And then plug in what I do want to have. It went hard. I used it. She was like, dang, I'm telling you.
Powerful.
Yeah. But yeah, don't nurse and rehearse your negative thoughts. Pluck them out, get them out there like weeds, and then start to sow in the positive thoughts that you do want to have. Be conscious of what you're thinking about. Don't go unconscious throughout your day. Don't just allow your program to kick in. Again, if you catch yourself thinking something negative or some type of outcome that you don't want to have, you have to catch yourself. Whoa, 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 that's not what I want to think. That's not who I am. That's not who I'm becoming. And then plug in the positive thoughts. So third step, auto-suggestion. Fourth step, specialized knowledge, right? The more you learn, the more you earn. I have to grow and develop in my chosen field. If I want more, I must become more. How do I become more? I learn, I grow, and develop. I learn the things that I need to learn, and then I apply them in real life. So having specialized knowledge in my chosen area. Fifth step is imagination. People aren't like kids anymore, right? They don't imagine. They don't start to visualize and think about a better future for themselves. As kids, we used to imagine all the time. We used to use our imagination to think about all these crazy things that we were going to accomplish. We used to use our imagination to be, we're going to be astronauts, we're going to be doctors, we're going to be all this crazy stuff. But we stopped using that. Along the way, through the conditioning process of life, after so many no's, after so many rejection, life beats us down and we stop imagining. The key to life is to imagine. Again, what's his name? Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It's the preview of life's coming attractions. So what are you thinking about? Most of us, our brain defaults to what? What does our brain default to? Worst case scenario, why?
Because
Safety.
Our survival instincts
Yep,
from when we were kids.
our brain is meant to protect us.
for sure. Okay, so our brain is meant to protect us, so it's constantly looking for the worst case scenario. So we're constantly imagining the worst case scenario, and then we're creating that in life, right? That's the preview of the coming attraction. So we have to start taking conscious control of our imagination and start to view something different, start to imagine something better in our lives. So imagination is the next one, visualizing what you want to accomplish. Sixth step was organized planning, which is what we talked about last week. What are the quadrants? Does anyone remember the quadrants? Say louder, say louder.
Urgent and important, urgent, not important, not important, urgent, not important, not urgent.
There you go. Where do most people spend their time, their life? So, not you, Jim. Urgent, not important. What does that mean?
Shit that's going on right now, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I would say that's maybe not where most people spend their time.
Important, right?
Yeah, there you go. Cool. What does that mean though? What are they doing there?
Yeah, they're constantly living like in stress because they usually put things off to the last minute that makes them become urgent.
Boom.
But at first they probably weren't as urgent, but because they neglected them for so long, they became
Urgent. Yeah.
And now they have to spend most of their time in there fixing everything.
I just came up with a really bad example, but for example,
Reactive instead of proactive.
say it again, Sakina.
Reactive instead of proactive.
There you go. Yep, they're reactive rather than proactive. What does that mean?
That now, instead of doing it in advance and preventing some of that, now you're just on the repair end. It's already happened, so now you're just having to fix everything up. You're having to react to all the problems, fix all the problems, repair all the problems, instead of doing what it takes to prevent them in the first place.
Playing defense, right? Yep. And so I'm constantly putting out all the fires that are going on in my life because I've neglected them for so long. Now they become emergencies, they become crisis mode. And if I'm constantly putting out the fires in my life, what's my state of being? What type of emotion am I feeling throughout my day? Stress, right? Stress and frustration. So most people are just putting out the fires. The other thing that most people do is over here where they're doing not important things that are not urgent. Right? They're distracting themselves from life. They're distracting themselves from the pain of the day-to-day life, of all the stress that they're feeling throughout their life. And so what do? What are some ways that we distract ourselves? Social media, right? Yeah, phone calls, right? Taking away phone, like thinking I need to do all these emails instead of actually going and knocking the doors. Like I don't want to go and knock the doors, so I'm going to go and handle all these emails. Or that's when I'm going to do my planning. That's when I'm going to do those things, when you're supposed to be doing your actual work. Right? And then I mixed them up, but yeah. So these are just like the interruptions that come up throughout the day, emails, phone calls, and then these are the distractions. But most of our time isn't spent in things that are important but not urgent. What are those? Important but not urgent. What are those?
Like
What are
if
some
Diana-
examples?
Like if Diana calls you, but if it's not.
No, that's more down over here. Boom, okay? Okay, how is that important but not urgent?
It's important to stay healthy, but you're not gonna die right now.
Exactly. Boom. And so people are like, I can
Until
miss
you
the
die
gym
right
today.
now.
Until I die right now. Yeah, right? What's another one? Important but not urgent.
Showering.
That's I don't know about that one. But yeah,
Yeah. If you
yeah.
don't shower one day, like, okay.
I hope everyone's showering here every day.
Don't listen to this fool. That shit's important as fuck. And urgent. Make sure that shit's under urgent and important, alright?
Brush your teeth.
Oh, I did that now.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if you don't take a shower for a while, you just get really stinky. But if you don't brush your teeth, you get gum disease, your teeth decay.
Okay.
But it's like, you miss it one time.
Okay.
You miss it 2 times.
Okay?
You start to miss it a lot, your dentist is gonna.
Yo, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
You got some stuff in there, bro. It's getting bad. Yeah, for sure.
What was your example like you did? The bad example like you
That's something. No, I don't want to talk about
No,
that.
it's something with girls.
Yeah, it's something you guys have already heard. I've already talked about it. But like the child support, right? When they took out 30 grand from my bank account, I had neglected that for so long, right? And then boom, one day, the next boom, 30 grand out of my bank account. It became a crisis. I was in crisis mode. Holy crap, my bank accounts are locked. What the hell am I going to do? I'm freaking out, living in stress, right? And so if I would have just handled it and I would have paid the payments over and over and over, then they wouldn't have deducted that 30 grand from my bank account, right? It became a crisis. What's something else though that's important but not urgent? We talked about health. What about like our happiness?
Fostering relationships.
Okay, relationships. Well, so let's do there. What are some things that I can do in my relationship that are important but not urgent?
Just be present with your family, your loved ones, spend time with them, actually listen.
For sure.
Don't listen to. There's two different teams. There's two different meanings between listening and hearing.
Okay.
You're just
Okay.
hearing them out. Listening is like you're actually taking in their information, breaking it down with them.
For sure. Yeah. And so like one thing I told Zach this morning is like if you treat something like the beginning, it'll never feel like the end, right? If you always treat it how you were in the beginning, right now they're in honeymoon stage, all lovey-dovey and everything.
Damn, Mr. Nasty Tom.
But over time, that starts to wear out, though. But right, if I can make that a priority and I continue to do that over and over and over, it is very important to do that, but it's not urgent. If I don't go home today and if I don't go tell Diana, hey, I love you, and then spend some time listening to her, that's something it's not going to kill me in this moment. But if I continue to do that over and over and over, it's going to lead to some real serious relationship issues. Okay, so we talked about health, relationship. What about with work? What are some things that are important, but they're not urgent right now?
I guess like knocking the hours.
Exactly.
Going home early and be like, I can go home early, I'll make up for it tomorrow.
Boom.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you've done that for a while and then rent's coming up soon and you're like,
Now you're back in
I don't
crisis
know,
mode.
You should be approaching knocking your hours with a sense of urgency. though.
For sure.
So.
But like, let's say that I've gotten a whole bunch
if
of
you
checks.
don't, yeah, that's an issue, but I don't think it should even be in that category.
For
It needs to
sure.
be in the urgent category. It's urgent and important to go to work.
But like, let's say that you've gotten like a whole bunch of checks and I just made 30 grand in a month. It's not very urgent for me to go and work now, right? I'm like, oh, dude, I got my bills paid for a couple months. I'm chilling, you know what I mean? And it's not an urgent thing, but we are right. It is something that I should create as an urgency in my life that I need to do every single day. Go for it.
Does, in the wintertime, I know like in Home Depot and Costco, December and January are tough. Does it get kind of tough on the doors in the wintertime with this?
Even better if it's not hot.
Yeah.
Right?
I was gonna say, I mean, the knocking is way better for sure. Like, yeah, way better. But in a sense, what you're saying is kind of true because people's bills, what happens to them in the winter, they drop. And so they're not feeling that urgency like, hey, I gotta do it right now. Okay? Go for it, Emilio. What were you gonna say?
I mean, shit. Some smart home.
What
Anywhere,
changes,
any
like,
place, anytime.
With that, if the bill gets lower, what changes in like in the script, like what can we say?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's the best time to get it right now. It's where you generate the most credits.
Boom. So that they roll over, yeah.
Let them know if they do it in the summertime, they're still gonna have to pay their electric bill for a couple
Yeah,
months.
but like the best time to do it is right now because you're gonna generate your credits. So by the time summer does come around, you're not even gonna have to worry about it.
But then also too, I'm gonna remind them about the summer bills, right?
Remember that bill?
You know, and in a sense, I don't have to do that. So yeah, I know you guys aren't paying too much right now. What are you guys paying? Probably like hundreds, 200, something around there. They'll tell me whatever it is. Cool. And then what were you guys paying like in the summer? 300. Oh wow, really? Boom. And I'm gonna bring out that pain.
Quarterly?
Yeah. But we're talking about planning, right? So when it comes to planning, and a little shout out to Christian, like we actually went and we actually did a whole schedule for him, a day-to-day schedule. And so, but the thing that was really cool is that he came to me with the disciplines that he wanted, or that he had in mind that he wanted to start implementing into his life. And that's how you start the planning process, right? Like I told you guys last time, you take the parts of your life that are important to you, your happiness, your health, your relationships, your personal development, your work, your finances. You take all that, you figure out what are the disciplines that I need to create into this life that are going to get me forward, that are going to move me forward. What are the disciplines that I can create that are going to help me have a great relationship? What are the disciplines I can do every single day that's going to make me feel happy? And then I have all those disciplines. What are those called? We talked about it last time. If I'm trying to fill up a jar, boom, my big rocks. So I have my big rocks and then I schedule those in first. So when you're putting together a schedule, before, or another way that you can think about this are like, what are the roles that you have in your life? Like, are you a father? Are you a mom? Are you a grandparent? Are you a sister, a brother? What is it? What are the big roles that you have in your life? Schedule those out, have time for those things, and then schedule those first into your planning. Okay, who's actually sat down and created a plan for themselves right now? Cool. How did you do it, Ruben? I know you did it just yesterday, right?
Yeah.
How'd you do it?
Just I've been off lately on pretty much a lot of my things, and I think it has a lot to do with the time I go to sleep.
Okay.
So yeah, and I just sit down and I pretty much write down my whole schedule from the morning to till I go to sleep, because I eat after. So
There you go.
but yeah, I just divide it by hourly. What am I doing every hour?
Cool.
And then yeah.
Again, and then so you don't neglect the areas that are important to you. Have those areas listed out and then make sure that those are filled in, right? And we don't rise and fall to the goals that we have. We rise and fall to the what?
Habits.
To the habits and systems that we have in place in our life. And your schedule is your system. If you're not running the day is going to be running you. So have a system that's set up to help you win the day. If you're not winning, if you're not moving forward, if you're not getting closer to things, if your day is feeling like you're low on time, you don't have the time to do the things, it's because the system that you have in place is not working. And it's okay to put a system together and then you go through it and you're like, hey, this still isn't working for me. There's still something off. Change things up, move it around. It's not a one and done thing. You're constantly changing, constantly evolving. Go for it. You got something? No? Okay, cool. So again, I have all those things, my habits, my disciplines. I get my big rocks in life, the main things that are important, and then I schedule those in first. And then everything else I schedule around those things. So have a plan. Again, you rise and fall not to the goals that you have, but to the system in your life that you have in place. 7th step we're going to talk about is decision. Success is a decision. Accurate analysis of over 25,000 men and women who had experienced failure disclosed the fact that lack of decision was near the head of their major cause of failure. So who's actually read the book Think and Grow Rich? You have? Okay. Where did he get the ideas from? Like, where did he start to get all this stuff? Like, all the steps that he have? How did he come up with that? Do you know?
Wasn't it over like multiple people?
Yeah.
Like that
He what?
interviewed?
Boom. He interviewed them, right? So he interviewed all these people that were really successful, and he found out what were the things that made these people successful. He also interviewed a bunch of people who were failures, who didn't achieve what they wanted to do, and he found out what was the reason why they failed. And so what Napoleon Hill gathered is after accurate analysis of over 25,000 men and women who had experienced failure, they disclosed the fact that lack of decision was near the head of the list for the major cause of failure. People could not make the decision or the decisions that they need to make on a day-to-day basis that are going to move them forward, right? So success is a decision. I have to make decisions every single day that are moving me closer to success, that are feeding success rather than feeding my failure. So every decision that I'm making is either moving me closer to success or closer to failure. And so we have to start to analyze, what decisions am I making throughout the day? Are those getting me closer to where I want to get to? Or are they moving me farther away?
The weekly recaps.
Huh?
The weekly recaps.
What do you mean by that?
Like journaling, or just sitting down weekly and breaking down the week of how it went.
Boom.
On a financial level, on a psychological level, on an emotional
Work
level, on
level.
a physical level.
Last week, did I move closer to the goals that I set up for myself? Last week, did I get better or did I get worse? And you are where you are in life right now. Everything that you are right now is because of the decisions that you've made. If you are unhappy with anything in your life, if you're upset with anything in your life, it's 100% your fault, because you've gotten yourself there by the decisions that you've made in your life. And so success and failure are both a decision. Jim Rohn talks about a recipe for disaster. He says that you could do it, you should do it, but you don't do it. And that's the recipe for disaster. People don't do the things that they know they need to do. Knowledge isn't power, it's only potential for power. Applied knowledge is actually real power. You could do the things that you need to do, you should do the things that you should be doing, but you don't do them, and that's the recipe for disaster. We know the things that we need to do to become successful, but we don't decide to do them. And so we need to start making the decision in our day-to-day lives, like, hey, I need to make these decisions and move forward to the goals that I want to have. I got to stop making the decisions that are feeding my failure and start making the decisions that are going to feed my success. Failure is a constant decision that's made over and over and over and over again. Most of us decide to fail by not deciding at all. So most of us, we don't make the decision like, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to commit to do this every single day, no matter what, no matter how I feel. I'm going to continue to do this over and over and over, and then we'll get the goal that we want. But most of us don't make that decision. Or we make a half-hearted decision. We make a decision and we say, hey, yeah, I'm going to commit to do this. Tomorrow comes around and we don't do the thing. And again, that's the recipe for disaster that's causing your life to be in shambles over and over and over because you continue to not make the decisions that are necessary to move you forward. And so the reason why most of us don't make those decisions is because we worship comfort. We worship comfort ultimately. It's the difference between delayed gratification versus instant gratification. I want what feels good right now. I want to feel good right now. I don't want to do the things that are hard. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to go through the grind. I don't want to do those things. So I'm going to do what feels good right now. I'm going to go home and just chill at my house. I'm not going to do those things because I'm choosing instant gratification versus delayed gratification.
It should drive you nuts.
Okay, what do you mean?
Like it drives me nuts that I have time, you know.
Okay.
Like
Like you could do more.
yeah, you could do more, or in the sense of like I just don't like thinking and having lingering thoughts of something that's just not gonna benefit me.
Okay.
For example, this morning, obviously we wrote down our schedule for 7 a.m., but I went with you a little earlier, 5:40. And instead of me like chilling and, you know, I have a whole 2 hours ahead of me, I'm ahead of schedule, I just started reading, I started watching more videos, and then, you know, pretty much did like coffee, you know, just keep busy, no matter what.
Making a decision like, hey, I need to be doing something that's going to be moving me forward. Again, instead of worshiping comfort, which is like, hey, I could go home, I have 2 hours before the correlation, I'm going to go home and chill. Like most people, they don't want to pick up the book and they don't want to read, right? Most people, they don't want to sit down and actually watch a video and actually sit down and take notes on it.
Even if it's 2 pages.
Yeah, at least something. But choose, again, delayed gratification is the act of resisting an impulse. I'm resisting an impulse that I have right now to take an immediately available reward in the hopes of obtaining a more valued reward in the future. So I don't do what feels good right now so that I can have what's good later on. If I do what's easy, my life is going to be hard. If I do what feels easy for me right now, then my life is always going to be in struggle. How could that play out in real life? If I do things that are easy right now.
It's easy to go home and just
Call it a
sit on the
day.
couch instead of getting yelled at by customers all day.
Yep. And
Couch isn't gonna make you any money though.
exactly. Okay, so yeah, it's again, if I can go home, it's easy for me to go home. It's easy for me not to go and deal with all these customers. It's easy for me to get home and get in the shade rather than going in the hot heat. But if I do those hard things now, my life will be easier later on. But again, most of us, we worship instant gratification. We worship what feels good right now, and so we don't do the things that we need to do that are going to make us feel good later. And we struggle in life. We have a hard time in life because we're not making the decision every single day to do the things that are hard. We tend to do what feels good now instead of what we need to do to get what we really want. The cause of laziness is worshiping comfort. It's wanting comfort ultimately. I want comfort in my life. I want to feel good. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to do the hard things that are in life. I want to feel good, and so I worship comfort. I'm always searching and going after comfortable things. The ability to delay gratification is essential to success in any area of your life. This path of success is not convenient. It is going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle. That's why it's called a grind. You know, it is going to be something that you don't want to do. There is days that I wake up and I don't want to wake up in the morning. I don't want to go to the gym. I'd rather stay in bed and cuddle with Diana all morning long. But instead, I get out of bed. Why? Because I told myself, I'm a leader, I'm a man. I told myself, this is what I'm going to do. So I get out of bed and I go do it. I have to do it. Because I know if I do what's hard now, my life will be easier later on. If I go to the gym and I do what's hard and I go and do that over and over and over, and instead of me getting some type of disease, being sick in the hospital, or not being able to carry myself and live a long life, then my life is going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle. So do what's hard now so that your life is easier in the future. Make the hard decision today over and over and over and over. Constantly put yourself in that heat. Constantly put yourself in that fire. And then you're going to have the money that you want. Your life is going to be easier. You're not going to be struggling to pay your bills. So do what's hard now so that your life will be easy. Don't worship comfort. You are where you are because of the decisions you have made. Our lives are the sum total of every decision that we've made. If you're failing in any of your life, it's because you have made continuous decisions to fail. To turn the scale in your life in any area, you need to make more decisions that feed your success rather than feeding your failure. We are all winners, but some decide to be a loser. We all are winners. We have the capability to win, but some of us decide every single day to be a loser.
Like Robert said on Saturday, we have a purpose here.
We have a purpose here, right? But again, if I'm...
That's why you guys lost.
This guy.
But if I'm...
And don't get me started with that.
There you go. But it's like what I talk about, the scale, right? The scale in life. So simple visual explanation, right? If I'm failing in any area of my life, it's because I've made continuous decisions that have started to tip the scale into failure in any area of my life, in my health, in my happiness, my finances, my work, whatever the case may be. I've just made decisions over and over and over that have tipped the scale to failure. If I want success in my life, all I have to do is start making more and more decisions until the scale tips. So again, everything that you feel that you're not at where you want to be in life, it's because you've made the decisions that have got you to that point. If you want to feel something different, if you want things to change, make new decisions in your life. Make a decision and stick to it. So this is also talking about how what new reps go into, right? New reps, they come in and what are they in? Informed optimism, right?
No, uninformed.
Uninformed optimism. And then
Yeah.
they move into informed pessimism. And then after that,
Valley of despair.
the valley of despair. And then what happens in valley of despair?
They quit.
They quit, right?
No, never mind.
They don't make a decision and they don't stick to it. They chase after the new shiny thing. There's this new get rich quick program. There's this new thing that I saw online, like, oh, you can make money this
Go
way.
sell insurance.
Go sell insurance. Go do something else. And so they quit. They chase something else, and then they start that whole process over again. So the biggest problem.
That's true, dude. That's crazy.
It is very true. That's how people get caught into that.
That is.
The
Yeah.
sales cycle.
Just stick to one. And capitalize off that one.
Or business. Go for it.
Well, on my way into work today, I heard something on the radio that was kind of interesting. It was talking about going green with Nevada Energy, but not putting panels on the house.
It's called the power shift, no?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going green technically, but
They put LED light bulbs in your house.
Yeah, they're trying to make your house more energy efficient.
And they control your thermostat.
And they're
Light
paying-
bulbs.
and you're paying for it currently, but none of them have them.
Everyone
There you
that
go.
has it hates it.
Yeah.
Or they don't even know they're paying for it, and they don't even have it.
What are they paying for though?
They're on their. So we ended up finding out that on the one of the fees, it's for that, but no one knows. No one knows to call and be like, hey, I could get LED lights for free.
So everyone.
They control your thermostat. They control the temperature of your home.
Is it not radio call, get on there?
It's part of it, bro.
And it's kind of,
So if you look at the bills on everyone's bill conduct, it says that there's an energy efficiency charge. That's what they're paying for, power shift.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it was just kind of a, it was kind of a catchy ad in a way, but I knew there had to be kind of a gimmick with it.
For sure.
They are running it on different radio stations, and.
So if you run into a customer, you should ask them like, hey, do you guys got LED light bulbs in your house? No. You guys should because you've already been paying for it. On your bill, if you
But the
look.
solar one, the solar one transitioning to that's crazy.
Yeah, you guys have already been paying for LED light bulbs. And the crazy thing too is what they. Yeah, but I'm just saying, if they don't know, then hey, you know. But if they also too, if they give you that smart thermostat, what happens is they control your air conditioning. So they're controlling how comfortable you're going to be living throughout your day-to-day life.
You got EP.
Okay,
Yeah.
not to get off
Exactly.
that topic.
And I'm
No, but that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
And the summer bills are like $100.
Okay, but so again, what happens is that people they get caught in that valley of despair and they're struggling. Things are getting hard and things are difficult because whenever you're trying to go after something that's worth going after, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy, right? You're going to struggle. Anything worth having is worth going through the struggle. And so they struggle, and then rather than, again, they're wanting comfort. And so rather than going through the discomfort that they're going to, what do? They quit. They go to the new shiny object, the new get rich quick scheme, the new selling product that's better than everything else. They quit. They go after that, and then they start the cycle over. No matter what you do. What'd you say, Sakina?
I said, that just sounds so much like me. Like, you know, different things I've done in my life when I look back, like, that's exactly what I was on.
Yeah, that's what happens to most people, right? And that's the thing too, is like if you want to be successful, all you have to do is look at the majority of people. What are the majority of people that are doing? And then do the complete opposite. Just do what they're not doing. Most people, they're just bouncing around from opportunity to opportunity, not understanding that, hey, it is going to be hard. Most people think that if I'm doing something and it's hard and it's challenging, well, shoot, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. But that's not the case. Anything that's worth having is going to go through some type of struggle. You will have to go through that struggle. And so again, if you're going through the struggle, it's a good sign that, hey, if I just continue to move forward and if I continue to push on and if I push past the valley of despair, where do I go into? Informed optimism, right? And so again, people don't do that. When they're going through that valley of despair, they quit, they go to something else. So people who fail to accomplish without exception have the habit of reaching decisions, if at all, very slowly and then changing them quickly and often. So they make it a decision very slowly. Should I do this new thing? I don't know, it's kind of risky. I've never done a full commission-based job. I don't know if I should do that. And then they get into it and then they change their mind quickly and often. They're always jumping to the new thing. So successful people, they reach decisions promptly and change their decisions, if they change them at all, very slowly. They stick through it because they know anything worth having is going to take a process. What happens to people is they have paralysis through analysis. They overthink. It's like getting to the door. The hardest door to knock is the first door. Because I'm sitting in my car and I'm overthinking, like, man, do I really want to get out there? Today's going to suck. Fuck, it's hot. Oh, man, this neighborhood's going to be hard. They start overthinking and then they paralyze themselves through analysis. Go for it.
I like what the quote said back in the day. It's not the first door you knock, it's the car door.
Door, there you go. Getting out of the car door. Because you just got to get out. Convincing yourself to get out of it. You're in motion.
Right, you knock on the door.
Yeah. So if you can concentrate your effort and be focused on one thing, you have an edge. If you can be focused on one thing and not look at what everyone else is looking at, you have an edge. Can you just give concentrated, focused effort? Again, most people, they don't have focus in their lives. They're distracting themselves from the thing that they need to be doing, and instead of working, because they're trying to worship comfort and they don't want to do it's hard, they sit in their car and they start scrolling through social media. Just scrolling mindlessly because they're distracting themselves instead of doing the things that they need to be doing. So can you focus in your life? Can you say, hey, I need to do this and I'm going to give my undivided attention, make the decision to get out of your car and give undivided focus to that. Not be taking every call that comes in, every text message that comes in, every DM that comes in, not looking at the video, the pings that are popping up on Instagram and just constantly looking at and distracting yourself from the things that you need to do. So real quick before we end this real fast, write down one decision that you will commit to do today. What is one decision that no matter what, you are going to do it? Whether that's the amount of hours that you're going to work, the doors that you're going to knock, what is one decision that you will 100% make that is going to move you closer to the goal that you want to have? And what I would do is I would make a decision in every area of your life. For your health, what's one decision that you're going to make? For your happiness, what's one decision you're going to make? For your relationships, what's one decision you're going to make? For your personal development, what's one decision you're going to make? For your finances, what's one decision you're going to make? What are the decisions that you can make today in all the important areas of your life that will move you closer to success in whatever area or in whatever you're trying to go after? What's the decision that you can commit to? I love life. That's where confidence comes from too. Again, from holding the promises that you've made to yourself, keeping yourself accountable and then actually doing that. Then your brain starts to think, oh shoot, like this guy's actually doing what he said he's going to do. Again, people make the decision, they say that they're going to do it, but they don't really make the decision. They don't end up doing it. They don't keep the promise to themselves. And then the next time they say that they're going to do something, their brain says, dude, you're full of shit. You're not going to do that.
For example, when I told you on Saturday, is gym on Monday? Let's do it.
Yeah.
And we were tipsy, you know?
Yeah. But you still did?
So I didn't expect it, dude, to be honest. But I got the text. I was like, let's go, dude. I was hyped.
I mean, I just wanted to start off hot, you know?
Yeah, for
It
sure.
feels good.
Yo, but you got whooped today, huh? It's because you haven't made the decision to go hard every time you're in the gym.
Hey, bro, it's because I gym by myself, so I can't go like that.
That's an excuse.
Nah.
David Goggins, dog.
Yeah.
Just sitting there and talk shit to yourself. You're a bitch.
So like, for example, it's just, when we started off, it was bench, and then we went to like 10, 15, 25, and then 45, and then 45 with the 25, and then...
So it was hard, huh?
I'm already pumping, I'm like, bless, you know, my chest is already feeling it, and then we go to the dumbbell, and this fool's going to 35, and then 55, and then 70, like, shit was good though.
Why? Because if you do what's hard, your life will be easy.
I told you, give me a week.
Because if I do what's hard, I'm going to go home, and then Diana's going to love me, and it's going to be easy. She'll be like, damn, baby, you look so good, right? So do what's hard in your life.
This whole week, we're going this whole week.
Yeah, let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Trying to get that.
Whoever wants to go to the gym with me, just let me know. But just know you're gonna die.
I'm
If you
telling
go.
you, we should do this.
Yeah.
We should do this Saturday
You're gonna die.
workout. Go fucking climb a mountain or something.
Let's do it.
Just don't get lost out in the desert.
Make the decision, guys. Make the decision today to move your life forward. Let's go, Zach. Break us off, dude. Let's have a good day.
On your feet, on your feet. You over here doing squats or what?
Oh yeah, I always forget. I'm relentless. I will win. I will win. There's a reason.